it. I promise you guys I will come out. So I'm out. I'm out. My eyes still swollen. I still need more sleep before I go out. I want to get my water ready by my side. So yeah, this afternoon we are streaming on YouTube and Facebook. Prince Will, hi. Geronimo, how are you? Thank you. So I promise you guys that I will come back, and here I am. I said I'm coming back because if I forget this kind of video, we go forget them. I know the video where somebody is supposed to forget. This is explosive. Should I come and sing? This is not a video that one should forget. It's explosive, it's revealing, is shocking and scary. But before I go ahead, let me say good afternoon to every one of you, my fans, my subscribers on YouTube, my fans on Facebook, especially my fans on Facebook, who is doing this with me, who has not allowed them to chase me away with bully, who is not allowing them to close our mouths. Even though they say we are making money, like one of them has carried his big head come. We are not collecting somebody's money and we are giving out. We are collecting from Facebook because we are making money for Facebook, and he's giving us. We are not collecting anybody's money. You don't have to watch. And also, we are giving out. This afternoon, I know what I have done, but I don't have to loud it from my sweat, which is fine. I'm not asking for whatever to see, but I'm just letting you know that I'm far better off than your pastors. I'm more humane than your pastors. So I want to say good afternoon to every one of you. Thank you for joining me. My name remains Auntie Aduni, and the name of my page and YouTube channel is Real Talk with Auntie Aduni. We are on this liberation movement, liberating minds, liberating our people from bondage of God of men, liberating the minds of our people to use their mind and brain to think and stop believing in fallacy and lies. That is what we are doing. That is a course we have chosen. And I want to say thank you to every one of you, especially on Facebook. You are really doing a great job. I can see the bullies reducing every day. And I can see instead of them commenting and coming directly, they go under comments. They are cowards. They are not as bold as they claim. They say they shall be bold as lion. But if you are looking at the most scariest people, where they fear, we can fear ordinary mosquito, that will see cockroach and call cockroach winch. They are the people. We are the one that is as bold because we are speaking out and facing them. Now, I'm going to give credit to who credit is due on this video, and that is Pastor Sunday Adelaja. I am going to use the audio of the video on his channel. So I'm taking permission, using this opportunity to say I'm taking permission, and also to give him the credits because the interview was done on his channel. Okay, I'm not going to use the video, I'm not going to put the picture, but every one of us, you will hear everything. So I don't want us to take time too much. Kindly share with somebody on Facebook, especially on YouTube. Share so that people can join us and come and hear what I never hear before. Few days ago, we spoke on, where's my throat pillow? Few days ago, we spoke on the White Emperor. And many of you were shocked from what we read in the manual of the White Emperor. The few papers we read where we were told that Nation School, good afternoon, my sister. Abida, it's the sister Sandra. The White Emperor paper that we read, you saw in that paper how people sign their lives and the future of their children away and generation yet unborn by saying once you become a member and a full-time, thus far can you go. You can't even invest in your life. You can't do any business. Even your wives are limited. So that is how deep and how bad it is. And we saw that people are pledging allegiance to a man as they join. Your fans on TikTok want me on TikTok. Okay, but I will try. I don't know what TikTok has done for me. I will try. I promise that I will be on TikTok this week. I will try. I don't know. Me mo kan TikTok yẹn fi ṣe mí. Mo ti gbọ́ walkabout. I will try. I will. So I promise I will. I will promise. Me ko sọ pé bye-bye. Let me not promise a particular time. So we watch. I'm greeting everyone. I'm trying to beat time so that we don't waste time so that we can start listening to the video. But I'm trying to do small recap. So in that video, we read how people signed 600 pages of paper to 600 pages of paper for a 50,000 naira job. 600. And I'm sure many of them don't read this paper. They just sign because they give you that paper on your day of graduation. You place your hand on it and you say you pledge allegiance. So I don't think they are giving time to really read what they were signing. Okay, Nation Scoop, I don't hear. So I don't think I deserve it because I'm using time. I deserve it. And, you know, the feedback I'm getting is really very, very encouraging. I spoke with one of my brother on this page, Memphis. He said, Auntie, you don't know how far your video is going. You don't know the impact your video is making. I said, really? He said, yes. I said, me, I'm just doing my own. I'm just doing my own talk. And who wants to hear, let him hear. So I greet you and I say, welcome. Let's go there. Once again, I give credit to Pastor Sandy Adelaja because this video is actually from his page. So I'm giving it to him. We are using the audio. We are not using the video. So let's go.
That Christianity is not the picture that the Muslims see every day. That is not Christianity. That we stand for what is right. And this thing that...
I am going to keep quiet. I will try not to interrupt for long so that it can sink in. When it is time to interrupt, I will interrupt a little bit, then we continue.
Has been accepted as Christianity right now, that no, that is not Christianity. We are Christians, and we are saying those things that you are saying all around you is not Christianity, isn't it?
I have a different form.
Sorry, I made mistake. I didn't introduce the person that wants to give the narrative. The person is actually a graduate of Redeemed Bible College who had a very nasty experience. So the recount is experience. Just like I came out. I just got to know today that Onyarenji was actually a member of Redeemed too. I'm going to bring him on this platform. I've told him, I said, Onyarenji, I need to bring you to my platform to come and talk. And he said, anytime I'm ready. So I'm bringing the guy. He's an ex-Redeemed member too. This guy is an ex-Redeemed member who went to the Bible College. People want to be probably full-time pastor or something. So, and his name is, what's his name again? Oh, I'm coming. Just let me get it so that a lot of people have Ayilara, great man. Ayilara, great man. I tried to check his Facebook page, but let's go on. That is the name of the guy, Ayilara Oluwaseifumi, also known as Great Man. Some people have seen the video, but many of us have not seen it. And that is why we are doing this. You know, it is not enough for us to say, okay, it's not a new video. And say it's been long, there is no need. No, there is still very relevant, especially with what the movement going on. So let us start. So let's start.
Messages coming on my inbox after I released the article, and a lot of people insinuated that folks that follows me talks on my page that a lot of them are not Christians and they are atheists. They don't even believe in the existence of God. And I asked them one question. Since the day I have been speaking out, have you ever seen an atheist who go contrary to what I've said. None. And there's this particular guy on my platform. Everybody knows him as a very radical and Rasta atheist. And I point that guy to them. I said, do you know that my message happens to be the only message that this guy shares on his own platform? He loves it. He comments on it. He says he's saying the truth. Are you telling me that he's still an atheist when I am talking about God and he's in support of what I'm talking about and saying this is the truth? And you are still on the page of he's an atheist. I said, for every single person that comes out and say I'm an atheist, there must be an hidden heartbreak in them. There must be a wrong exposure of what Christ means or what God really is to them. And it is our own duty to reorient it.
Sorry, I want to address a comment. Somebody said Ayilara was a scammer. Where is that comment again? I wrote about him 8 years ago. One thing I have told people, that a lot of people come out to tell their story, and in the process, they get the sympathy of the public giving them money, and they capitalize on it. So, Olegbe, Olegba, you all know what I stand for. I have never for once asked anybody for money on my platform for me. And I've condemned one or two people who I see that are doing it for selfish purpose. I asked question then. I said, look, you are making money already from your content. Why do people have to still give you money? Why do you still have to have this fund and have this and even have special something whereby people will need to pay to watch you? I was against it. I said it's not the same, it's not different from what we are fighting against. If you want to capitalize on what is going on and you are using it to collect money from people, how are you different from the pastors? But of course, we know our people, majority are after, they are greedy. Okay? But will that discredit the story? No. So let us hold on to the story and forget whoever he is for now. Because I see that he's no more on social media. I tried to look for his platform. The last time he posted was 2 years ago. But the story is what I am after. I'm interested in. Because it's very similar to White Emperor something, but even worse.
This is the reorientation to help them learn the true virtue and the true nature of Christ. And the only way we can do that is to make them understand that what has been from the day of let there be light. From the day of let there be light.
Something happened to your...
Okay, I'm trying to correct that.
Okay, please.
Sorry, we might be pausing. No, I have to, because once I see a comment relevant, I will pause. Somebody said Ayilara is now a babalawo. Anybody that decides to go and be a full-time pastor is going there for business purpose. Know this and know peace. And that is why we keep saying God is not looking. God did not call any of these people. Their stomach, their greed, their intention of being rich called them. So I will not be surprised if somebody decides to be a pastor, and if that pastor is not working, he goes into another industry. I mean, into something similar. Because they know our people are gullible. They will always patronize them. It's like a pastor leaving a church saying I'm aggrieved and going to start another church. It is very easy to reason out. I leave one church, I go to another church. I'm starting my own. Instantly, God is calling that person too. Know this and know this scope. All these things are scope. Àti àfáà ni o, àti babaláwo ni o, àti whoever ni o, scope lókùn nísìn. Everybody is looking for a way to make money. Tó bá sẹ́rí mọ́, o sẹ́rí mọ́ for nothing. So tí Ayilara bá decide to be a babaláwo after all this, ó rí wípé we still have gullible people. Because probably when he was talking, he must have at a point tell them, I have power, I can see, I am a visionary, I am a prophet and all that. And people will be like, please pray for me. If I want to be doing that, I have had people come to me and said, Auntie, you talk like a prophetess. Can you please pray for me? And I tell them I don't pray for people. No. If I want to capitalize on it, I will say, oh yeah, and I will start from there, and I will start scamming them from there. But I always tell them, no. I saw somebody who came from a church talking about a church on social media. It's one of the reasons I refuse to go close to that person. And the next thing is that the person too is starting a church. You can't destroy a church to go and start a church. Ìkan náà ni gbogbo yín.
I'm trying.
Oh, good. It's good now.
All right. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
So, what they saw as Christianity from the day of Lady Abelite is not the true Christianity. That they should understand now that the true Christianity is speaking the truth. Jesus Christ said that I am the way, I am the truth, I am the life. That is a lifestyle. You know, the way to God is by practicing the truth, and then when you practice the truth, you give people life.
Ọlọ́run ló mú wọn.
Every message is that Jesus Christ has ever preached on this planet Earth is centered towards humanity. Somebody says that we are the ones serving God. No, God put out his law out there for us to be able to serve one another. When we serve one another and we reckon with the fact that we are all the image of God, then by so doing, we are rendering service unto God through humanity. But when somebody just come and make himself the authority over everybody's life, squander money, gather money, and spend it lavishly on private jet, turning forest that should be an industrial layout for agriculture into an estate, and still boasting to us that the redemption camp that people are saying, the redemption city that people are saying is not what we have seen, that is somewhere else. And we got information that this redemption city is being built in their hometown. You have what it takes to go and turn Idomela to something else, to an empire, or you put it on people. It's like the case of the David and Solomon. I always tell them, one person who is David built souls of men. The Bible said the destitute came to David and he turned them to giant killers. But when the time of Solomon came, he was building soils, I mean the dust of the ground, building temples, building big houses. And every single thing he did on this planet Earth, at the end of the day, he said vanity upon vanity. There is no day separated to celebrate Solomon in that Israel. But there's a day separated to celebrate David, because he built souls of men while the other one built soils. So when we center and Jesus Christ has said it, said we should keep our treasure where the moth will not eat it. When we center our mindset and kingdom mindset to building structures, displaying architectural prowess, without building human capacity, human resources, making people live a better life, we are just wasting time, because Jesus Christ did not come to build any temple. He came to pull down temples and build up men. He pulled down temples and built up men. I don't know their own doctrine. I don't know where they got their own teaching. I don't know why it is like that. So when I was in the camp, I tried to speak to them about these things, and this is what they told me. They told me that they are not ready to have someone like me in the mission, because I'm going to raise a revolution that they are not ready for. I'm talking about 2013. And that was the beginning of my woe. Aside the fact that they are really different practices that is not godly, I also spoke out. And people saw what I was saying. In the class, we practically go to class to go and debate why God made mistake, why God should not have done this, why God should have done this. And I will stand up and say, we are talking about God Almighty, the one that cannot be questioned. God who created you and I, who has given us his 10 commandments, has given us grace and brought Jesus Christ in human form to us. And you are there, you are telling me that I should not have done this. We should have corrected him this way and that way. I said, what kind of people are you guys building here? Are they people that are going to go diabolical because they feel that they are now age mate of God and they can help God reverse the order of nature? Or people that will obey and trust God? And then folks will come to my bed, my bunk side, and ask me questions, tell me to interpret the scripture to them, and they will gather at my footstep, and I will teach them the way God inspires me. And this is what they say. They said, I'm trying to start a cult in the Bible college. That I'm trying to start a cult. And at that point, they had to seclude me, isolate me from the rest of the people.
Wow.
whereby I was put in a place where no one should talk to me. If you dare to be my friend at that time, you partake of my sin. And what is my sin? Telling them the truth. And then they vow, we did a vow, and they made a vow between themselves that they will make sure I don't get posted. I want to say to the people who got watching me nationwide, how I got that strength to stay put and finish that course, I don't know. And this is it. It became useful for me at the end of the day. Because the kind of thick skin I've been able to grow from going to that Bible college, I wouldn't have gotten it anywhere else.
Wow.
And thank God for the kind of mother that I have, because she stood by me all the way. You know, going into a camp where you felt you are going to be closer to God, having recovered from a 2-month straight hospitalization in the clinic. And then the first thing you have to do for the first 2 hours you got to the Bible college, I paid my money. I paid over 120,000 to go to that Bible college. The first thing you ask.
So the Bible college is never free. I want you to be taking the point to 120,000. That's 2013, 11 years ago. So those pastors are paying money to be students, to be pastors, to train. So it was not as if they were training them free of charge. 120,000 11 years ago, when 120,000 was like that's about $1,000 something every month. I mean $1,000 plus. So imagine how many people they will have collected that from. Let's listen. So just be taking the points.
Do is to jump up 2 feet above the ground. And I keep wondering that where am I jumping to? I'm 6 feet 4 inches. I'm tall enough. If you guys keep telling me to jump up, the weight on me will be killing me. So at the point I had to just form my own fainting. And they will revive me. They told me to continue.
Wow.
And I began to wonder that where am I? And after the continuation, you know, we came in batches upon batches. So when our own batch of 2 hours of jumping is over, they released us to move to the next stage, while the rest batch, the other batch, resumed their own jumping. The next stage for us is to pick cutlass and start to cut the grass. And we started cutting the grass from that time around.
Cut grass
around 10:30 a.m.
I think, please let's go ahead and share this message. Please go ahead and share the message with as many people as possible.
Cut grass.
Let people get freedom
from the
spirit of religion that is ravaging our country right now. Let's spread the word.
Okay, 120,000 in 2011 is about 1.7 today. God bless
bring
you.
Liberty to people. Where the Spirit of God is, there is
You see how they make money out of our gullibility and foolishness.
Nigerian churches practice church, and
you will still buy books.
Churches this day in Africa. And this is supposed to be a Bible school, but it becomes like a slave camp. Hello, Mr. Jara. Hello.
Naira, 120,000. 120,000 then was about $1,000. So if you look at today's money, 1.7 million.
Start this more chronologically
Naira.
and in order. If you don't mind, is it possible for you to actually narrate to us, point by point, the things that you said are wrong? What are the things that you encountered in that place? You wanted to encounter the relationship with God, but what are the things that put you off? What are the things that you saw in that place that you think are not scriptural? Of course, starting from where you started now, cutting the grass, jumping, yes.
Okay, so I'm just going to continue from there because this is how we started. The first day, immediately I got there and my load was taken to the hostel. We were asked to start jumping up. And that was the first 2 hours of my stay in the camp. After that, we had to pick cutlass and start cutting grass. And we are on that cutting of grass till evening time. And in the evening time, they rounded us up. They rounded us up and said they must scrape our hair.
Okay, nation school.
They needed to scrape our hair. And I
scrape their head.
Shave you to skin.
Exactly. And I keep wondering that what could be the reason, and
they want to make you into skinhead.
Exactly. You know, this is what they told us. They told us that we are soldiers for Christ. That don't we see that American soldiers, Nigerian soldiers, they scrape their hair, that this is a form of initiation into our spiritual military hood.
Ha!
And it was funny to me at first, but I kept wondering that, are they serious? Until they made it very serious. And they started punishing those who are revolting and all of that. And
Sam on YouTube, can you stop making this a tribal thing? Lost choosing is there, is an Igbo man. This is a Nigerian problem. Is Igbo and Yoruba problem. Stop making it Yoruba thing again, alone. It's both Yoruba and Igbo. Ebuka is there. Is Ebuka not there? Lost choosing that is making people to roll in mud. Please stop that nonsense and be a, or if you don't, I'll block you if you make that comment again.
At the end of the day, we have no choice, because there was a bit of brainwashing there, that if you cannot obey little things, how can God trust you with big things? So I'm just like, it's just an hair, it will grow back, no problem, scrape it. And our hair was scraped. That was when they now asked us to go find something to eat after having a bath. That was towards the evening time. And after having our bath...
But before you continue, I have this question. Supposing a successful businessman like Otedola, or
Good
is it
question.
Otedola? You know, someone like
Listen,
that.
no.
Or, you know, yeah, like somebody like that, or like me, or anybody who is successful. I decide I'm an executive, I'm a director in somewhere, in some place, and I decide to just come to the Bible school. Would they be asking me to go and scrape my hair and be jumping like that and be cutting grass?
Actually, there are different types of certificate. They have executive for those, for those whose parents are already really a big gun in the Redeemed Christian Bible College.
Yeah, because for example, the wife of the former governor of Lagos State, Tinubu, if she decides to go to the Bible school, they will not treat her like that, I guess.
Will they scrape her head?
They will not treat her like that, and she will be paying for that maltreatment.
She won't even pay. They won't even go near her.
Way through the needle's eye.
She won't
She'll be
pay.
paying for that maltreatment. I remember that we have a particular hall where those set of people come to receive their lecture once in a month. They serve them tea. They serve them bread.
Wow.
They receive their own lecture in an AC equipped hall. And there are some of their pastors too who have not been through the Redeemed Bible College before they became pastors.
Yes.
They are just coming back to it. So they don't treat them that way.
We didn't go for Bible school before we became pastor now.
So they pay their way through.
They pay their way through.
The God of Mammon. The God of Mammon is
in this life.
If you, as a person, like maybe they know you, and maybe you are one of them, and you are sending your son or your daughters, there's a way they treat that child differently from some of us whose parents are from nowhere. Because I was a Muslim, and I'm coming from Islamic background. And
you are a poor person.
I've been a pastor before. In fact, they have this kind of fellowship called Pastor Seed Fellowship. Only the children of pastors in Redeemed attend that fellowship. And there they have their connection with it themselves. So when it comes to posting or replacement, they use their children to do that posting and replacement. They post their children to choice places like Port Harcourt, Lagos, Abuja, maybe Ibadan, main city. But if you dare come from a family that is not known, that you don't have connection, maybe they will take you to Idomila.
Wow. So it's the same corruption like the country of Nigeria itself, or even worse.
I think it's worse.
The one in the church is even worse than the one in public place, because the one in public place, everybody can speak against them, but this one, you dare not. They will use God to silence you. That's when they start holding vigil to curse you and all of those things. And people feel oppressed when you mention God. And this is what I told people. I told people that even when the Westerner came, they came to actually take the gold, the rubies, the whatever in our continent, and they gave us, they know we are very religious folks in Africa. So they know the best way to get us is just to trade God to us, and whenever we want to revolt,
and they tell us
that, remember, there is God though, and when we hear there is God, we calm down.
God will punish you.
So that is the method.
God will judge you.
The same colonization of people in terms of slavery is the same colonization of people in terms of mental space. Just that they are using spirituality to perpetrate their evil.
So there is clear preferential treatment there everywhere.
It's very clear. It is very, very clear. Very, very clear. Very, very clear. So we were meant to have a bath. We had a bath, and the principal of the school, they call him Professor Bolariwa.
Abioro.
Professor Bolariwa, he came and he told us that we have to be humble, that this is the way they can humble us. You know, when he talked with so much pomposity, so much pride in him, as if we are nothing. And he said that any one of you who cannot take this treatment should get out of the camp. And then if you get out of the camp, know that you are getting out of the kingdom of God. We want to get out.
Nobody wants to get out of the kingdom of God.
Exactly. You know, they now use that Bible verse that says that anyone who lays his hands on the plow and look back is not fit for the kingdom. These people know how to use those things. But I kept wondering that it's not up to 24 hours I'm here. What is happening? Because I was not raised up this way. I grew up in a village, and I didn't grow up from a rich family. But never before has my mother ever treated me this way.
Wow.
So it baffles me, and I'm wondering that, am I alive or am I dreaming?
Sorry, I have to pause. I saw a comment here on YouTube. Somebody on YouTube, let me see if I can pin the comment so that it can stay permanent. Pin. Somebody said they do it in their university too, to children. Really? And people are allowing their children go through that? All in the name of going to school? And we are wondering why many people are bruised, battered, dysfunctional. Oh no, that's sad.
So when we finish, they allow us to go eat. They don't provide us food. We bring our stove, we bring everything.
Wow.
We try to eat. There is never enough time after paying that money.
So what are you paying for?
They say it's accommodation, and they give us some uniform.
Ha!
Me, uniform that cannot size me, because my height is different. The bed that cannot size me. How can you be giving me bed of secondary school hostel children? Me, that my normal bed at home, my leg is even going beyond it. So it was a whole lot of torment. And when we tried to sleep around 12 a.m., we tried to sleep. Immediately it was 12:30 a.m. One person stood up and said he's senior. He came before us. Because the way they run it is that if I came just 2 days or 1 day before you, I am your senior. It doesn't matter if you can be 70-year-old. I have the audacity to tell you to jump. You can fetch water for me to bath. It was just messed up place. So when that thing happened, he told us to wake up. And we woke up and he started telling us things that doesn't correlate with anything. You know, the way they punish us is this. They ask you to jump up. Everybody jump up. We come up from our bed. They tell you not to recline on anything.
No, are you talking about school children, like 12 years old, 13 years old?
No, I'm talking about us. I'm an adult. I'm talking about 2013. I'm already an adult as at then. And I'm not the oldest. I'm talking about having old men of 50, 55, 60 coming to Bible college, going through the same thing. They ask us to stand up, and you dare not recline on anything when they ask you to stand up. And this is what I want you to see. Everybody looking at me, they torture us psychologically and emotionally. What the senior might want to say is, you guys are doing well. You guys are doing well. That's 5 words, sentence. And he can say that you guys are doing well for the next 35 or 45 minutes. He can start by saying, you, and he will move around. He might sit down. He might ask someone to fetch him water to drink. Maybe after 15 minutes, he can say, that kind of a thing. And if you dare tell them that, what is going on? Is it like you are stammering or you forget what you want to say? It tells you to start jumping up. You start jumping up immediately.
Even if Baba 50 will be jumping up.
Torture they give. And when this torture comes on, a few days after we got to the camp, we could not sleep on that day until after 1:30 a.m. And after the 1:30 a.m., those ones that recline by force, they ask them to pick cutlass and go cut in the middle of the night, in the bush.
1 o'clock
Dehumanizing.
midnight.
Exactly. And while cutting, if mosquito fly and pounce on you, you dare not kill that mosquito.
Ha!
You dare not. They tell you that the mosquito need to eat, and if your body cannot actually withstand the parasite of mosquito, how can you withstand the demons? And I keep telling them, what has mosquito parasite got to do with demons? Are you people normal?
Mo ti
And
block
they keep
it.
telling me I'm trying
I'll
to
block
question
it.
authority. I began to see a lot of things wrong. I'm wondering that this is Bible college. To just teach me how to do, administrative part of church building and all of those things. And
Ole!
after that day,
Ole! Alápá
we
má
got to the
ṣiṣẹ́.
chapel the following day.
Gbogbo yín sọ gbogbo
They gave
Nàìjíríà
us
di
a
chọ́ọ̀chì.
routine. Normally, we are supposed to wake up 4 a.m. every morning. It doesn't matter if a senior punished you till 3 a.m. You must still wake up by 4 a.m. So when you wake up,
4 a.m.
4 a.m. in the morning.
To do what?
They expect you to be on the aerobic ground to do aerobics. All those aerobics. We do it for 30 minutes, then we go into the chapel. In the chapel, they will dance and play and do all manner, and we will cram Bible verse. We will cram it. You dare not say you cannot. You will cram it.
No, about how many people are you talking about? Are there 5 students in all, or 20 or 50?
In my set, we should be roughly around maybe 70 to maybe 80.
Let's pause here. I want to calculate 120,000 times 80 people. Hold on. In his set alone, we go back. Now you wonder why most of these pastors are brutal. This is the training they go through. This is what they teach them. This is what they are taught to do. This is what they are brought up to do. So they are already dysfunctional on their own because they went through abuse. So you now want them to be. So let's calculate 120,000 and see how much they make per each group. 120,000 times 80. 9.6 million per set. Then, when money was good, let's divide it by dollars and see. Divided then, dollar was about 100 or 120 then, or let's say 150 divided by 150 dollars. That's 64,000. Now, 64,000 today times a million naira 1,007. 64,000 times 1.7 dollar is 64,000 divided by 1,700. That is 37. Kini mo rí? 64,000 times 1,700. 108 million today. All right, let's go on. 180 million.
Grown-up human beings.
Grown-up human beings. And then you see that they have been it's as if people are not thinking the way I'm thinking. It became more frustrating. And I keep asking them, are you guys not seeing something is wrong here? And they are like, you must submit yourself to authority. Apostle Paul said that we must submit to authority. I said, this is not authority. This is bastardization of human rights. This is messing up of everything that makes us human. Can you people not see?
Downgrade,
So when they said they needed to make a class governor, a set governor, I went to that place September 2013. They unanimously, people chose me as their governor. I don't know. They just chose me as their governor. And when I became the governor, I started having access to the student affairs office. So I go there to make complaint that so person is actually doing something so evil in the hostel and all that. I never knew that I was just playing to the hand of the person who was sending them messages. Because the way I now later realized that there is something they use. It is called a monitoring spirit mechanism. They set you against me. They set me against you. They set everybody against themselves, such that whatever you are doing, you think you are confiding in your friend. but your friend is giving information. So
Divide
everything
and rule.
happening in the hostel,
That's
they
divide
are
and
aware
rule.
of it.
This is kingdom of hell.
So when they asked me, when they approached me that as the governor, I should give detailed report of everybody's weakness, if they confide in me, they need to know. And I told them that, what are you trying to say? I wasn't brought up that way. In a home where I was brought up, if I dare go report my elder
48
sister
laws
to
of
my
power.
my mother will tell me that you guys are siblings, settle it within yourselves. Why should I come report someone else to you? And to the point of even trying to leak their secret to you if they confide in me.
Is this snitching they call it? To be snitching against other people?
Yeah, snitching. And I said, what kind of a pastor are you raising? Is he a pastor that a member will come and confide in, and that pastor will go to
People
the altar?
should just close down.
Somebody said, how can we validate the claim? If I get it right on YouTube. This story came up some few years ago. If they are transparent, if they are truthful, if they are true, if they have nothing to hide, they would have done documentary immediately this thing came out and put it out there for the world to see. But as usual, because they are just like Nigerian government, if not worse than Nigerian politicians, once an allegation comes out, they will let you shout, 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 that when you finish shouting, you will keep quiet. I have come out for almost 2-3 years now speaking about my experience. I was able to speak the experience fully this year. I've been saying it for the past 2 years or so. Have you seen anybody come out to say, she's lying on us, this is what we did, this is how we do it? No, because apart from me, when I came out to talk, I have other people who have come out to talk, and it's right out on my page. These kind of people might not have people that will come out to talk to use their platform and say it is true, but I personally have people who buttress what I said, and it's on my page. Not one, not two, not three. And out of the Bible tells you, out of the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses, a word is established. Let's go on.
People should just depart from these so-called churches in Nigeria. These so-called churches are just evil empire.
Pastor Adelaja, they cannot. Sunday, they cannot.
When that thing kept going on,
àwọn àti government non program nǹkan, they cannot.
I was about to wake up when they told me that the student appeal officer has removed me as the set governor because I will not keep quiet. You cannot punish an elderly man, even my mate, even you cannot punish anybody under my watch. Can you imagine that under the rain, they will ask you to be jumping up and you can differentiate between your sweat and the rainwater under the rain?
Wow.
For you to know how much the drilling is. And it's so rigorous. They keep saying that nobody
Okay, somebody said I've had so many stories like this.
To the Redeem Clinic, I was in that clinic for almost 4 times. I paid for my own bills. They didn't care. And when they start telling us that if you cannot withstand animals and all that, you cannot. I began to look at this thing is not really sensible. So there are a lot of.
Sorry, I said when I see comments, I will stop. Something very relevant. Somebody said, School of Disciple is 25,000 naira. Now, the question is, what is the essence of that School of Disciple for? They've been forcing my husband to go for it since. Comment here to Tisalo. So somebody can say, how can we validate that? Some people are talking already anyway.
Issues that happen underneath. And then I started telling them that this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong. To the point that they have to even isolate me, like I mentioned. But there's something that is so marvelous that I saw. I used all my life in the Bible college to mold bricks, to mix cement, to mold bricks, to build houses. You know the kind of person they call Ajebota?
Yes.
Among the poor people in our village, I was raised as an Ajebota. Among my mother's children, I was the only Ajebota there. For me to find myself that I had to carry concom, you know that thing that they used to carry.
Okay, somebody confirmed it's 25 again.
And I began to ask them that. The last time I read about
you see different ways they make money.
In the Bible, it
and
was the taskmaster of the Egyptian that was treating the Israelite like this. So we have to mold houses, we have to mold tiles, we have to tile, under the sun, under the rain.
To know how much or how they are making this money easily using brain work on people. Once people mention an amount, just look at the numbers of people they have and average, bring out a number that will do that course, thinking they are working for God. 25,000 per person, let's say all over, wherever, all over the world, where they have branches, 1 million is doing. Times it by that 25,000 and see how much is coming in. And that money is going to the head of the church, the one that is the general overseer or bishop or whatever. It is their own personal money, goes into their account straight. Anyway, church money is even their money anyway. So.
And we did that labor.
That is slave labor.
Remember when we were talking about white emperor, some people mentioned, and I said some people in Redeem also mentioned that they carry pong with sand. This guy is saying it again. So if you are the one listening to all these things coming out, people are talking, try and put it together. PCC, this is another person saying they carry pong. So is he lying too? Lori me, pong on my head, head pan on my head with my education. And me, I not reach that level. Maybe because I was not part of we were not full time. No, we were not full time. We have our own business and job that we were doing. Okay, so carry head pan on my head. Ori, I be the pastor of the Chris.
In the name of Bible school.
Yeah, they told to the point in 2014. You remember that Pastor Adeboye called for 100-day fasting and prayer.
Yes.
During that 100-day fasting and prayer, we were still laboring.
Carrying bricks.
We were still mixing cement, molding bricks.
Bricklayer.
The painful thing to me is that the house we built, when it's time for convention, Holy Ghost festival, or whatever, they chase us out of these buildings.
Somebody is giving us another information on Facebook. The person said it's happening right now, even in MFN. The comment is there.
And they hire this building out to collect money. And I cannot really.
And you were just and you had been sick before.
Did you hear the point he made now? After building the house, they still hire that house out to make money from people.
This.
Yes. And
you didn't explain to them that you are fragile. Your health was.
I explained to them, but I'm not coming from the class of privileged people. I don't have connection. I was not sent to the Bible college by a pastor. I don't have a godfather. No one can actually front for me. I'm just
like majority
of people who were there together were sent by their father, who is in the mission.
Okay.
Were sent by their pastor, who is in the mission. So they know the way. They know that corny way to go about things already. So what I'm doing is strange to them. They just saw me as a person in plague with leprosy. So when I speak out, they just look at, what is this one saying? Can you not obey authority? That's the only thing they know how to. And when I try to tell them that this thing is not right now, we cannot even move out of the camp. We cannot leave the camp. Whereas that reminds me of a particular case that happened. One day we had just finished molding bricks and we are trying to clean up to go to the chapel for prayer during 100-day fasting and prayer. When one guy, we started hearing commotion in the campus that somebody is actually holding machete, wanting to cut everybody's head. And when they finally appeared, that guy is an Hausa guy. One of us who is enjoying privilege because his father happens to be one of the big provincial pastors in the north. And this guy is given to substance abuse. And they felt that the only place they can send someone who is mentally deranged to is the Bible college with us, who are mentally okay. And that guy,
you are not mentally okay too.
To go smoke whatever you want to smoke, drink whatever you want to drink, come to the campus to start misbehaving. This word never leaked out. It was around the time one guy cut his father into pieces in that same camp.
Okay.
I was like,
do you remember that story? How many of you remember that story? Please show love on Facebook and YouTube. That story of one guy that caught his parents. How many of you remember that story? And we were wondering, how did that happen? He's connecting the dots now. Do you remember that story? Do you remember the story? Please don't. So this is where it came from. Abajo.
What if this guy has cut off one of our head?
Of course, yes,
Living as if nothing happened. The following day, we saw that guy in that campus. Living as if nothing happened yesterday. And I went to them, I queried, I said, do you know this guy is not normal? Why are you mixing people that are normal with people that are not normal? Is this a rehabilitation center or a Bible college? They say God can heal anybody. God can kill anybody. I said, this, our life, we are not even saved. In that campus, we met a guy in that campus who was supposed to be the head of the choir in that campus. We did not know that brother is homosexual. Until he wanted to rape one of the people in our set. Until he wanted to rape the guy. You know, I raised my eyebrow.
In that camp, in that redeem camp.
In that place.
And he's a leader.
Exactly. He's the head of the choir then. One day they asked us to come.
Remember, there was a story. Somebody told us, they don't say Adamebo. Where they say one of the god of men, where they somewhere in abroad, na Gabriel, and violently, knows about it. Now so then cover him, and he's the pastor. Oh, let's take
one grass in front of his student affairs officer's dormitory. And while we were cutting this grass, there are a lot of soldier ants there. Do you know that they forbid us to move away from the soldier ants? They forbid us they forbid us to stop working on that place where soldier ants has infested. Why? They say if we cannot confront soldier ants again, we cannot confront them. I'm like, are these people all right?
Soldier ants
started crawling near to boxer. So at that time, I had to put off my own trouser. And it was so when I look back, I saw someone at my back, rubbing his body, licking his mouth. I said, there's problem. There's problem. This man that is looking at me somehow. There's problem. I went to one senior. I told him, this guy, are you people sure he's fine? They said he's fine, That he's like, he has some homosexuality that's I said, what have you done? If he comes, the way I will beat him as if he was not created. And the guy told me that they have gone to report to the SAO, that the SAO is not doing anything. So I went to the SAO, I said, do you take note of so senior? And they shunned me because at that time, we are no friends anymore. And do you know, a week after that, one guy started shouting in the bush because they sent the guy for the night. This our senior. May God help us. This our senior went to the bush with this guy and clipped him down. Thank God for people that came to the of
the homosexual guy.
And they were going to
he needed sex.
They were going to even ignore it until we revolted that come. This one will not stay here. They let that guy go, quietly. Nobody heard of it. In a nation where there is transparency, the public should know what goes on in that kind of.
Let me tell you. Let me tell you of a story I just read. If you go to the YouTube, you can look for it. Have you heard of this church, Hillsong?
Oh yeah, I'm serious. I'm trying to be.
Okay, he's very popular. He's from Australia. They sing good songs like that. Hillsong, they call it. The pastor is my friend. He's called Brian Houston. Right now, as we are talking right now, Brian Houston is under investigation. And it's not for what he did, but for what he didn't do.
Wow.
The reason why police have put him under investigation right now is because his father, who founded the church, who created Hillsong Church, who started it, happened to be homosexual pastor.
Wow.
The father of Brian Houston. But it was not just homosexual, he was abusing the children. The children, you know, they have children's church or Sunday school. Okay, yeah. So he was sleeping with the children in the boys.
Hi.
In the you know, as they grew up. So when those people grew for like 30 years or 20 years, and all those boys grew up and
okay, Journalism, bro, Danny.
So when they began to talk, at that point, Brian had become the head of the church because the father was retiring and he was now the head of the church and he was the head of the Assemblies of God in Australia. So he buried the case, but he knew about it just because it would bring bad reputation to Hillsong. 20 years later, now it's 20 years later after that case, these people started to talk again. And it got to the authority. Now the authority are charging Brian Houston to court.
You see?
And he might go to court for 7 years.
You see?
Wow. Just because he was an authority figure.
And he refused to talk.
And he didn't reveal this. The thing is that if anybody is homosexual, it's not
related, he's not the one. Okay.
To report it to the authorities.
When you see something,
I hope that it will get freedom and it will not be.
But not in Nigeria.
When those things were happening, I don't think he was aware. I think he got to be aware only after those people had grown up. So I don't think they should send him to jail. That could be the only thing that will save him. What I'm trying to say is that those people were turning blind eyes. In that school, in that Canadian camp, if it's a normal country, they will be in jail by now.
Exactly. You know what they tell me is that all these things, do you think that the Adeboye is aware? I say, I don't care if he's aware or not. If anything is wrong.
Somebody said this woman needs to be sued. Am I the one talking in the video? Go back to school. I'm streaming. I'm playing something that I saw on social media. It's right there on YouTube. So what do you want to sue me for? And the same people will say Miloko, Nigeria is bad. The reason why America is what America is today is when you see something, you say something. In Nigeria, let's say something. Olórí burúkú. Ìyẹn ṣe èrè dédé. Ẹ bá gbogbo ìlú jẹ́, ká máa wò. We are all Nigerians. We are all suffering for the pains of what is going on in their country. Oh, mad.
With Nigeria, they will hold Buhari responsible.
Yeah.
What is the essence of being a leader if you don't have a good feedback mechanism?
Yes.
And when those people were torturing me in the campus, I reached out to him. There was nothing from his side.
You wrote to him?
There were some of my friends who happens to be the godson of some of these AGU assistants. They took me to some of them. They told me to take whatever I have or whatever it is that they are treating me with. That one day I will grow up and I will have to use the same method. I said, God forbid. So I stopped going to them because they are not ready for the change. So whenever people tell me that we can't hold him responsible, I say, what is the essence of a leader? See, on my page on Facebook, you can ask anybody. I forbid anybody to call anybody a fool or use vulgar words. Because they always fool me and tell me, your people are doing this, your people are doing this. I do series of teaching for them. I tell them now, Jesus Christ tells us that if we are angry with our brother, we are the danger of judgment. If you call your brother a fool, you are the danger of hell. I said, why don't you just follow that line? In the process of trying to correct these bad people, do you want to also go to hell with them? Because the one who says, don't commit adultery is the one who says, don't steal. If you think adultery is more than stealing, it's the same hell you are going to. I said, let us correct in law. Let us correct them in law. I said, pay back evil with good. The highest you can do is to just walk away. I said, but in this platform, let there be no exchange of words or calling of names. That is a leader who wants to know what is going on in a basis. What is the essence of being a leader if you don't have a feedback mechanism and you don't know what your followers are doing?
Yeah.
And they tell me that it's like, I said, see, this man knows what he's doing. Forget about all those false humility.
No, but even if
about
the
all
man
those-
is homosexual and is going to the church, is one thing as just attending. But you said he's a leader.
Yeah,
He
he's
was
the
the
head of
choir
the
leader.
choir in the Bible
Head of
college.
choir. Head of choir.
But they later chased him because it was going to be escalated, because then I told them that I'm not taking this in. I will shout to the rooftop. So they chased
That's
him out.
another one. Oh.
But then, I have a mission to come and, Bible college purely. And I wasn't thinking of going all out like this to talk about these things. I just was thinking that this dirty linen, let us use all the soap in the world to under it inside. But it's like the stain doesn't want to remove. So we need special.
Francis Ugochukwu, can you please open a page so that we can follow you, so that you can do that part? One person cannot do it all. I have chosen one. You go and choose another one. Thank you very much.
We need the whole world to hear what is happening. So going on, early in the morning, they gave us roster. If you are a teacher in that Bible college, or you are a pastor who resides in that Bible college, they appoint to you one student who comes to clean your house, clean your car, bath your children, wash your clothes, and take them to school. That is why we must wake up 4 a.m. Because we need to walk and trek to those places. We have to go and do that morning chore. We have to return back to the campus by 7:30. Whatever you want to do, either you want to bath, either you want to eat, you must resume back to the chapel by 8 a.m. And this thing you must do effectively. So the first place they actually sent me to when I first got my allocation was the first house that Pastor Adeboye did when he was in camp. That place that they called Open Heaven. I can't imagine, how can you...
The guy did like this.
People pay money to go see the house that someone has lived before, pray by the bedside of what someone has. So
can you hear that?
People are going to pray on the bed where he's
people pay money to go pray and see the house he has lived before, pray by the bedside, the chair he has sat on before, and all those things. It's like do we call it artifact or do we call it relic?
It's a ritual.
It's like
just like
it's true.
Look at the tomb of Jesus and all that. That's the way they use that to generate money. They turn that out, they call it Open Heaven.
But if they are praying there, it's a shrine.
People come all the way, even outside the country, to pray in that place. And that man is still alive. And he's not doing anything about it. Because that place is really generating fund for you.
Wow.
They call that place Open Heaven. And that place is the name they gave to their morning devotion, which is compulsory for you to read every Sunday as a worker in that church. You dare not read any other thing.
Wow.
And I began to wonder that when you begin to give me daily devotion according to your own inspiration from God, when will I learn from God by myself? When will I learn from God? And this devotion, you forbid us to share with people. If that is the way the white men did not share the Bible with you, are you going to learn? Why are we so stingy?
No, why is it that you cannot share with people?
You dare not share with people. They released a memo last year, or early this year, that if you want the hard copy, you could buy the hard
quality
copy.
debates, no, here in US.
They have a soft copy also. So people kind of share it like a broadcast. If I have access to the app, get my own for the day, I must have bought the scratch card to access the app.
Okay.
When I buy I access the app. If I copy it and say, let me share with my Muslim brother or other people that are not going to redeem or doesn't have Open Heaven, it is forbidden.
Wow.
To hear it. And I said, first, you call this thing Open Heaven. Why can it not be shared openly?
I like that. Something is Open Heavens.
Christian Church of God members to read this devotion.
Yes, that's true. I remember.
Or it's free?
It's not free, oh.
They pay for it.
You pay.
The last one I heard them bought, I think they are buying it at the rate of 1,000 something plus.
Let me pause here. I have an information about that. I can't remember how much we were buying then, but I remember they give a parish a certain quantity, and you have to sell it. If you don't sell it, go and keep it in your house. Just give us our money. I remember when I was relocating, we had a lot of it. Money come by me down. We had it so many because people in the church that were members, they don't have much to buy. We give out and we still have leftover, but we will be the one to pay for it. Àwa la máa ń san owó yẹn. Àwa la máa ń san. My husband will buy it and give it to people. The remaining one, he keeps it in the house. And I don't even can't remember how many times I read it because I have my children to take care of. He's the only one that is always reading it. At a point, he was using it for devotion every evening for us. Evening prayer, katosun. Anyway. So it's true. The guy is right as per that. At least the one I know, I will talk.
For it or it's free?
It's not free. You pay.
The last one I heard them bought, I think they are buying it at the
up
rate
till
of,
now,
1,000
okay.
something plus.
Up till now. They said they still pay for it up till now. That is
They have
income
to buy it every
generating.
year. That is hard copy alone. If you want to get the app,
100
you have
The
to
soft-
pay money to access the app.
Oh,
So this is how these people, colonize these people's mentality. I've never bought any before. I cannot lie to you. I've
it
never
was
read
10
anything
euro
before, except
in
It is
Dublin.
my time to coordinate workers meeting,
Yes.
which is what you must read. And if you dare preach, let's say there's an open heaven and you are reading, and maybe God inspire you to buttress it outside what is
That is another income generating something for them. Awala Koje. They look for every avenue to. This is why you see them very. I tell you that it's not your offering and tithe alone that made them rich. They invest. They think. They use motivation. This printing of book is part of it. They look for different ways to generate income. Not one. You that you are selling one market, you refuse to create multiple stream income for yourself. And all you do is to the multiple stream income they are creating, you are just using on one streams of income, and even from that one you will still give out, we never do. So you see why they are richer than us, and they will continue to be richer.
there, still in line with what is there. My pastor has had occasion to tell me to leave the pulpit before because they want me to read that open heaven word for word. I say I'm not. I went to school now. I have brain now, and I have the Spirit of God. Let's say a man has actually.
Sorry, there is somebody tí ó yẹ kí n ti block tó gbórí yọ nsìn. Let me quickly do it. Time ẹnìyẹn ti tó. Ó ti pẹ́ gan tí mo máa ń enjoy. I always enjoy them for a long time, thinking orí wọn máa pé. So once I see that orí wọn refuse àti pé, then I do the needful. So time up. Please kindly hold on. Girl, please don't let that comment go. Please, it's very important. Mo lè má rántí. Bó ṣe bá ń gbé ṣẹ́ẹ̀tì òfo ẹ̀ wá nìyẹn, and you look at him, he's looking so wretched. Those are the people that can never ever reason. So once you see that they can't reason, you let them go. So it's time for him on this page. He has been on my page for over 2 years. I give him that long rope to rant, to cry, to do whatever he wants to do. So once I see, ṣé o rí pé lórí burúkú ni ẹ́, o ti sáré lọ block mi. So you know what you're doing, right? You've rushed to block me. O ti sáré block mi. Ma get ẹ kò síbi tó ń lọ. Àfi tó bá comment, mo ma get ẹ. Oh, block me. So you want to remain on my page? O lọ block mi. Àbórí burúkú ni ẹ́. Ẹ jọ̀ọ́ ẹ ní sùúrù. Tó bá yá wá láwọn èèyàn ń búyàn. Kò sí kó má gborí wọlé to come and spew nonsense. All right, mo ti rí ṣe. So let's go on. Mo ti rí ṣe, mo ti block ẹ. He looks so wretched. That person talking.
And be able to teach others.
Analyze.
Yes, of saying I want to take open heaven or treat open heaven. If I must read word for word. If you want me to, why must I read word for word? What's it? Or you want me to read story? Give me a storybook. Not this kind of a thing. And we had that issue for a long time, so they stopped calling me to come, treat open heaven because I've always been a trouble to them, But that is not about the redemption, Redeemed Bible College. In the Redeemed Bible, we do all this stuff for these pastors, for these teachers.
Ẹ tún
And it
ṣiṣẹ́
doesn't
ọmọ
matter
ọ̀dọ̀.
if the teacher is younger than you are. or you are older than them, you will sweep.
Ah.
You will wash plates.
Ah.
Sometimes you can go to market for them.
So it's voluntary. It's not. It's you have to do it.
It's a must. And the person they gave you to, your master, your slave master, must not complete the contract. So you dare not.
Ah.
So I happens to go to that place. I kept washing cars that has not been used for years. I will wash them today. I will wash them tomorrow. I will sweep a place where no one is living. You know, it's just not called for. I spoke about these things. I told them some of these houses should be sold out, or we should call people who doesn't have house in the town to come and be occupying them. Why build houses in this camp when no one is actually occupying? It is only occupied during the Congress, during this, during convention, or during open heaven, during.
And people need accommodation.
You guys are wasting resources.
Huh.
Okay, look at it now. All the while I was in camp, I think they took light for 10 minutes, one time. I said, what is the secret of constant
this place is very important.
In all these camps that you people are building, that you cannot share with Nigerian government and give everybody light? Why do we bring our tithe?
Lara, your question shouldn't be, that is not a question you are supposed to ask. If they can have power 24/7, the power is generated through the government. Why can't the government give the public, the masses, the same opportunity to enjoy that kind of power? Àwọn kan náà ṣe ná fúnra wọn now. Government ló ní ná. Báwo náà ṣe get iná, and the public does not have lights. The public must not have light so that they will not have. The person that is using light to work will not see light to work. It's a way of creating poverty. The one that will need, if there is light, people can work late into the night. Is a way of creating poverty. Can you see how things are working pari passu together with them? It's not the government, but not Irino. Who gave them light? Wọ́n create iná fúnra wọn. Wọ́n lọ fa iná fúnra wọn. There is nowhere they went to collect the lights. Mo bèrè ni o, nǹkan tí ò bá yéèyàn, if somebody doesn't understand something, you will ask. I'm just asking. So maybe you are enlightening me. How did they get it? They were able to pay specially for it. Right? Yes, I know they pay specially for it. Or favor. Or they got favor. Contrary, man no man. And they were able to pay probably some little money, and they gave them that light. So the other people surrounding them in that area, no. Abi diesel non low ni. Please enlighten me, because this guy said they don't take lights there. Is it diesel? I'm only diesel. Generator. Is it generator they are using? Maybe you enlighten us. And now that generator gas is very expensive. Diesel. Okay, there are many institutions in Nigeria generating power by themselves. Okay, thank you for clarification. What you don't know, you ask, because I shall mọ̀ pé nbí Pepco ló ń fún wa níná tó fẹ́ everybody àbí tó bá tún fẹ́ lo solar. Somebody said that this is heavily light. Okay, so they can pay to generate that light for themselves. They have the money to generate it. Okay, so that is clarified. Thank you for that clarification.
Our seed, everything that we have to this bush, and then we go back home to go and stay inside that place. For the fear of NEPA, or electricity people, I have to tell my security guy to put on generators so that we can have a seamless broadcast today. If not,
okay, they outside the camp.
Disappoint. But these camps, they use megawatt upon megawatt of electricity there without it blinking. What are they doing there that they cannot share with the whole nation? Why are we still in blackout in this country? And people take their stipends, their widow's mite, the money they should use to better their life, and go dump in the hand of these people.
To create
don't even have the
better life for them.
If these people are giving so much to the church, then they believe more in the church than the government. Then the church should take the place of the government. Because some young folks are fighting me, they are telling me that I'm trying to say the church should do what the government should do. I said, do you know Jesus Christ said we are the light of the world? If you cannot provide light for the world, then you are useless. Do you know Jesus Christ said we are the salt of the world? If you cannot add flavor to people's life, if you cannot preserve their life, if you cannot show them the way, if you cannot help benefit their health, what is the essence of you being in Christ? When Jesus came, he didn't wait for the rulers of the synagogue. He went to do good, healing all that were oppressed of the devil, for God was with him. Some of them don't even need healing. They just need borehole. Some of them don't even need borehole. They just need food. Some of them don't need food. They just need houses to stay. Some of us don't even need all these things. We just want electricity. The church can do it. If the church starts shaming the government, then we start putting people who are godly in the governance. But if you cannot take this responsibility, how then?
Sorry, somebody is trying to correct us here. Somebody on YouTube said light was supplied not only from the grid. Flights from NEPA goes off, they switch to their generator. So grid the government NEPA no long mú yẹn. So it's only once in a while when their light goes off, they switch to generator. I don't know how true, but this is what somebody just said. Because I know pé wọ́n gbọ́dọ̀ lọ faná níbì kan ni. They might now have generator as standby.
Do we want to counter the government when we know quite well that most of these people are even appointed upon the church, by the political folks? You know, let me continue the experience in Bible college. So one day they asked me to go ransack my bag. You know, my grandfather was a goldsmith before God rest his soul. So we have some golds that actually pass from generation to generation. So he gave my mother some. My mother gave me some. And I've never been a believer of the fact that because you are a Christian, you should look like a dead body. That you should be looking like a Mongo back up and down. You know, take care of yourself. Look good. Look good and be fine. Just be moderate. They ransacked my bag on the order of the authority. They took out my gold and they said they want to throw it away. Every time I remember that incident, oh my God, it pains me. It pains me. I cannot, the gold till today, I don't know what they did to them. I'm not talking about all this Dubai gold. I'm talking about real gold. You know, a lot of
something that was passed generationally to you.
Yeah. A lot of sufferness I had to go through. You know, it got to a point where I was traumatized to the point where I cannot even eat. Because I was feeling, I don't know what kept me staying there. Maybe because I'm an Ijebu man. And you know Ijebu people don't play with their money. I have paid for that school. I must get the value for my money. And how can I even say to the world that I went to school and I dropped out? I will spend all the shishi I brought to this school. In fact, even after I finished, I was there for like few weeks just to see if they can give me my certificate or whatever. They didn't give me my certificate till today.
Yes, Angel.
And they sent me away. The way I came with my bag, I took my bag and left. You know, a lot of things happen that I cannot begin to say because maybe because of time. You know, it was so really, you know, towards the end of our stay there was this particular week, 2 weeks towards the end of the stay. They call it Missionary Week. That Missionary Week or Mission Week, you are meant to undergo the hardest form of labor of your life. You know, I said we were molding bricks and all that. It wasn't labor enough to them. We had to undergo the.
So most of those people living in that place as full-time and all that, they are laborers.
So they gave us a portion of the redemption camp to clear. And that portion happens to be the only forest demarcating the Bible college and the house of Leke and his daddy on the other side. It was a...
Want to share Rufu Leke? Ilẹ̀ tí ń bá wọn clear àbí tí ilé Leke wà tí yín bá yín. Oh yeah, gbóhùn sókè.
Remember I said I'm 6 feet 4 inches? If I'm in that swamp, it gets to my chest.
Wow.
Hey,
Crocodiles, there are crocodiles that are
I should rewind.
animals in that swamp. And we kept complaining. We kept complaining. They told us that if you don't have enough, I went to school now.
You went to...
After I finished, I was there for like few weeks just to see if they can give me my certificate or whatever. They didn't give me my certificate till today. And they sent me away like the way I came with my bag. I took my bag and left. You know, a lot of things happened that I cannot begin to say because maybe because of time. You know, it was so really, you know, towards the end of our stay there was this particular week, 2 weeks towards the end of the stay. They call it Missionary Week. That Missionary Week or Mission Week, you are meant to undergo the hardest form of labor of your life. You know, I said we were molding bricks and all that. It wasn't labor enough to them. We had to undergo the hardest labor. So they gave us a portion of the redemption camp to clear. And that portion happens to be the only forest demarcating the Bible College and the house of Lakey and his daddy on the other side. It was a swamp. Remember I said I'm 6 feet 4 inches. If I'm in that swamp, it gets to my chest.
Wow.
And there are crocodiles that are dangerous animals in that swamp. And we kept complaining. They told us that if you don't have enough wisdom to deal with beasts, you cannot have enough wisdom to deal with demons. I said, these people, something is wrong with you people. It's as if you people gave your life to Christ because of demons. The only thing is what you can see. Demon. And people were in that bush injuring themselves. No ambulance, no medical service. There was this particular worm, is it guinea worm or something, that entered people's skin. It entered one guy's skin. We didn't know until the leg started swelling up. Thank God for one guy who has a medical experience that helped us remove that stuff later. The school did nothing about it. The following day, they asked that guy to join in the labor. You know, when people practically, they cut grasses and the hand was full of blister with wound, and they are telling you that, come, you have to finish what you started. And we did that stuff. Some of the picture of
you have some pictures,
but it is there. The time they also scraped my head is there also. There are 2 pictures that you have in your possession. The one they scraped my head and the one that I was doing that labor stuff. I did not know why I took those pictures. Maybe for a time like this. And I now save them on Facebook. Well, you know, Facebook will remind you of what you have done maybe when it's exactly a year, like a memory.
Yes.
So Facebook reminded me of that first picture, which is where my head was scraped, September this year. And I realized there is something in me that I've not healed from. There is something in me that I've not given a voice to. I need to go all out with this. And that was why I wrote that article. And I wrote it in my...
Sorry to stop. These people just keep reproducing wicked people in our midst. They just keep... So I'm not surprised this guy, at a point, he too was like, if you can't beat them, join them.
Toilet.
I can't blame him much.
I wrote it without thinking of how to...
Look at what he went through.
How to make it sweet. I've always been a writer all my life.
And he saw people doing it, making it.
So when I wrote that story,
rising to the top,
viral, I realized that, wow, okay. Then people started asking me, can I buttress this? Can I buttress it? Can I talk more about it? That was when I started talking about it. So it was a whole lot of experience during that time in the Bible college. A lot that I cannot readily recollect right now.
Shalom, friend. I am Dr. Eli Lizorkin Eisenberg.
Adverts.
The thing is, the place is outrightly raising people who will bastardize the emotion of people and further enslave other people.
That is it.
In that place.
That is it.
And then there is something they did. They taught us the art and science of church politics. The art and science of church politics. It is one of their courses.
Art and science of church politics. I think we should read this.
About how you can conduct endless services, not because of the souls of men, but because the money must be complete. Because the way you get promoted in RCCG is not really according to how long you have been there.
Yes, that's
how
true.
much souls you are winning.
No.
And how rich those souls are.
What you are bringing
That you
in.
can win souls is your problem. The souls you are winning, if you can win 3 souls and they are very rich, is okay. But if you have to win 100 million souls to become rich also.
No, you can't be
okay,
honest and make it in Nigeria.
They
No,
target
forget
the
it.
fund according to the number of people. And they have their National Service Day. Outside the National Service Day, they also have what we call discretionary service day, where the pastor residing over a parish can conduct endless services. It can be 21 days, it can be 41 days. Just make sure that you make the money complete. So when you want to do remission of fund, either of tithe or whatever, instead of it not to be complete, you better hold services. If you have to bring popular artists or comedian or other pastors to drop
special
program just to
program.
make sure the money is complete, do it whichever way.
Special
the
program.
money must be complete. The money is the major aim.
This is where my family, made error. If money wasn't complete at the end of the month, my husband will add his own personal money to the money. In offering, in tithes, he will jack it up. When they are filling the register, they will just write different names to jack it up. So it will not be queried. I remember very well. So on that aspect, I can attest to that.
So they don't care if you go to bring pastor from CAC, if you go to bring pastor that are using a for share, the money must be complete. So do you know that most of these pastors have to later take up job to actually make up for the deficit of the remission or remittance from their own salary? And I begin to ask them that, is this thing even right? Nigeria is a country that everything must come in hardship, according to them. Now, in the insurance company or bank company, they have marketers. The way they push this marketer, as aggressive as it is not even as bad as the way they push these pastors in Redeem.
That's true.
The way they push this pastor in Redeem to make sure the money is complete is so dangerous that some of them don't care about your soul. Just bring the money.
Wow.
And I began to ask them that, where are we going to? Where are we going to? A man that knows that he's not called by God, he doesn't even know how to read John 3:16 without opening the Bible. Because he has money. You open, let me call it a shop. You open shop for him to put logo there. Again, you open shop for him to put logo there. And they know that wherever people see the Redeemed Christian Church of God logo, they fall in and they want to worship. And it's not about the worship, it's about the money that these people are bringing. And recently I was fighting them. I told them that all this logo that you people are putting up and down, do you know that Gideon made a mistake of creating an effort just to help the people, remind them about law? People went back to be worshiping that effort. I said, bring down logos from all our place of worship. Because you don't know, but we know villages where they are worshiping that dove. The Holy Ghost came upon Jesus like a dove, not as a dove. Bring the dove down. Bring every image down. You are confusing these people. Bring all image down. If your Jesus is genuine, they will still listen to you. But they said, I'm trying to go against the church and all of those things, blah, 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 blah. So at the point I realized that, okay, I'm not going to win this battle with these people. Because when I left Redeemed Bible College, I still went back to Redeemed that I'm fellowshipping with. I didn't leave Redeemed totally. I was trying to pass the message across there, but when they couldn't listen, I had to leave. So when I left, I went to another church. The other church I went to, I don't know, the pastor was kind of calling me aside, telling me, do you know, young man, you have a ministry, you have a calling, you have this and that, you should be useful. Before I know, after 6 months, they made me the HOD of their dramatical department and all of those things. And, you know, when they saw me on Daddy Freeze's show,
yeah,
they had to send someone to me that I should not bother to come to that church anymore.
Mission abolished.
All the department I belong to, they remove me, they ban me from there.
It's not possible.
Why? Because I told them.
But you are exposing one, you can't be part of them anymore. Shoot. Sorry, my hand clicked on something. Let me go back. You can't be part of them. Once you talk about them, you can't. Just forget it. Then what do you want to? Kí ni wọ́n náà gbàgbé síbẹ̀ tó fẹ́ lọ mú? O fẹ́ ṣiṣẹ́. Kí ló gbàgbé síbẹ̀? Sorry, where's this thing? Why do you want to go back there? You finished your mission there.
When they saw me on Daddy Freeze's
okay, show, I can see his picture.
Sent someone to me.
Let me screenshot.
To that church anymore. No. All the department I belong to, they remove me, they ban me from there.
It's not possible.
Why?
Because I've seen his picture where he was cutting grass.
In Lagos, Household of Love Church is pastored by Reverend Yinka Yusuf. I think this is now right time for me to speak and talk about the name
Household
of the church.
of Love.
Of Love Church.
But how can it be love when they are telling human beings not to come to church again?
They are talking about a man who boasts of raising fund. He said he has been anointed to raise fund. So there's a way he cajoles people to drop money. Young men goes to that church and they are scared of coming back without emptying their pockets. Without emptying their pocket. You know, when I got there, the young men started frolicking towards me, I don't know why I attracted them. They started coming towards me. I started taking them through some vocational skills. I also mentored them. And they started telling me that they are very scared of going to church on some Sundays. I said, why? They said, there is no way they will go to church and not come back home broke because they always empty their pocket. It's always a Sunday thing. You must drop everything. Okay?
No, it's okay. You are fine. You are fine. Yeah.
You must drop everything. So they now came to me, they asked me that, how come you sit at the forefront? And then when they are calling all those money, you are so not emotional to drop anything. I said, do you know what Jesus Christ said about knowing the truth and the truth making you free? If they like, let them go and use jazz. It's the money I will give. Since you have been giving money in this place, has anybody's life changed for better? The man that boasts of himself of chasing people who are less privileged out of the landed property that belongs to another man. And saying that I'm going to buy that land and chase away that vulcanizer. The vulcanizer been there for years. Who is making his own ends meet there? And you are boasting of. It's like anyone poor is a sinner to him. Wow.
He's not in Nigeria generally. Being poor is a crime. Honestly. Oh, somebody is trying to call me. Sorry, please. Hello, Remo. Show. Hello. Ṣé ó wà important? Ó wà lórí show. Ṣé kí n pè é padà? Okay. Màá pè tí màá ṣe tán bí ní bó ṣe náà. All right.
As on the Rock Church, Port Harcourt, I raised the fund. When Tony Rapo wanted to build this thing, I raised 800 million for them within 3 days, and they gave me just 3 million. The man will also be angry. They
Commission.
don't pay him well. All these people are there all around. If we don't speak out of
see how they are using us to play ping pong.
Maybe if we speak out, maybe they will be saved.
Yes.
Maybe if we don't speak out, maybe we will partake of their evil when the judgment comes. Because Ezekiah said, God told me that if I send you to a sinful man and you refuse to deliver, the man will die and reap the repercussion of his sins. And you too will also be punished.
I'll put the link after the show.
Mentioned Yinka Yusuf. Last year, he went and wrote an open letter against me. And the reason is because who are you to dare call out the fathers and speak and mention the names of fathers and all kind of things?
This fatherhood thing, they actually, the way the fatherhood thing is another thing, it's another problem in Nigeria.
Yeah, coming.
My father in the Lord, Papa, Mama,
Are you okay?
you see an elderly person
What's going on?
prostrating to a young boy.
Eh?
What
Just
are you?
because the guy knows how to quote Bible and carry microphone.
Do you need me?
And I kept telling them that, is it like you are
Oh,
suffering
you are
from
doing something.
inferiority complex,
You are
any form
walking.
of self-esteem,
You scared
or
me.
something else is wrong with you, that you do not know that if a man is a teacher over your life, call him a teacher so that he can mind his business upon your life. If a man is a pastor, call him pastor,
What are you
so
doing?
thing, so that he can mind
Why
his
you
business.
arresting?
Most of these followers are the one killing these
Painting.
men of God by doing what we call hero worshipping. Hero worshipping. Nigerians actually practice what I call Ethiopianism. Ethiopianism is the worship of is the practicing of Christianity in the African traditional manner, where we believe that the elders are always right.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
And the moment someone displays a form of spiritual power than us, we turn them to an idol. Ethiopianism.
Lies ní spiritual power wo? Kò sẹ́ni tó ní spiritual power jù lẹ́jẹ̀ agbọ́rùn.
Matthew 23 verse 9. Or is it Luke? He said, don't call anyone father. He said, only God is your spiritual father. This one you are calling father is also a man that is prone to error. As a matter of fact, every one of us should test the spirit in us every single day. The fact that you were right yesterday does not mean you'll be right today.
Yep.
We are fallible.
Yep.
It's only God that is infallible.
Yep.
So when you now raise a man so high above yourself, what are you saying?
Wow.
Cornelius wanted to bow to Peter. He said, rise up, for I am a man like you. Why do men of God in this part of the world receive the worship of men like them? You see people lying down. You see wives that cannot respect their husbands at all. When they see their pastor, they will be crawling from afar like a cobra that wanted to vomit. You can imagine.
I said this yesterday.
A man will come in front of you and say you should bring your first fruit. It's one of the captions we put on our public banner. I think
It's on Sunday Adelaja. We'll put the link. Although Pastor Sunday Adelaja not to send it, see me. Some people sent it to me.
This first fruit issue, I said, do you know that Pastor Adeboye, Bishop Oyedepo, and all these people that call themselves the priest over the churches are the one eating all these false fruit, not even the church that they are pastoring. Because they claim to be the priest over the church. So imagine that all the redeemed Christian Church of God members contribute their first salary of the year to one man. Sir, even if we are 40 million members,
Exactly.
and we contribute 1 naira, that is 40 million naira in the month of January alone.
Which is more than that.
But we are talking about a church where there are business tycoons
Yes.
who are paying in millions. I said, when are we going to the wise? All this money, where are you putting them?
Ibo no fẹ́ gbé
When the
lọ.
man raised a prayer, he said, God that has taken me beyond the boundary of poverty. We also set you
Where are they taking it to?
I now open my eyes. I said, before this man will say this kind of a thing, I think he knows what he's saying. Beyond the boundary of poverty. So me, I'm still struggling. You that have gone beyond the boundary of poverty, I should bring the small that I'm trying to make a living with, to add to your own transportation away from the boundary of poverty. I say this thing will not. You know, and when people don't pay, especially in that church that I was educated from, you see aggression. You see aggression, the way forceful aggression. You people don't respect me. They respect me outside more than this church. If I raise offering here, you people don't pay. And I begin to wonder, are we here for donation or we are here to hear the word of God?
Central Bank of
A lot of things are wrong.
Inspiration.
So when I try to mention it, because this is what I always say, I told that phrase, I said, if you are sharing your platform with me, or you are sharing your altar with me, or your pulpit with me, that God has put you a Lord over or an authority over, and during the course of my speaking, the truth is pointing at you. I said, like a gun, I will shoot it so fast, I will not look at your face, because me, I don't have Godfather. I have God the Father. I always tell them. So when I was talking on that the Freezy show, and I mentioned that man, he was surprised that this is a church that you are still going to. I said, do I care? Does it look like Jesus that will judge me on the day of judgment? Is he my God? Is he feeding me? We are talking about the truth. I cannot There should not be nepotism and sentiment when it comes to speaking the truth. The truth is an allergy. Everybody reacts to it. It depends on what you now do with it.
Yeah.
So the man reacted after a week that I should not bother through his people. When I went to BBC, they invited me on BBC. I spoke. BBC called them. Their lawyer called me. They told me that I should stop mentioning the name of their church any longer. That they will stop mentioning my own name in their church also. That let bygone be bygone. Let everybody just go.
Wọ́n yìí máa wá bèbí
separate
náà
ways.
one day.
I said, well,
Kí má dárúkọ wọn mọ́.
the only thing
Àwa
you
tí
will
lórúkọ
not reap
súná
is
la
what
máa
you have
fún
not
yín.
sown. But that me, I have seen you do it. Until you tell me you have changed. Anywhere I go to, I will say,
Beautiful.
I will say.
Beautiful.
The only sin you will not is what you don't reap is what you have not sown.
Correct.
So
This is my experience.
And nobody tells me that you have changed. You have not changed yet. I will keep talking until one soul or the other, one young man or the other believe in God again. You can imagine having a church filled up with young boys who are into fraudulent acts, young ladies who are riding cars that they cannot pay for because they are using their body to make this money. And not one day shall we talk seriously about the fact that sin will still lead you to hell. No matter how much you become a philanthropist, use all the money in the world to do humanity project.
That is why they are doing what they are doing.
Body as a living sacrifice, make it holy and acceptable unto God. Is same thing that happens
It's
to
good to be
unbelievers.
morally
Unto
okay.
you.
Live moral,
So now
good moral life.
shying away from the message of salvation just because we know they are going to bring money. I said, this thing needs to stop. You will rarely hear people talk about the message of salvation in Nigeria radio atmosphere these days. Everybody is talking about 72 ways to become richer than King Solomon. 45 ways to protect your daughter's
We now
virginity.
breed greedy
Come and
people
receive
who do anything for
Come
money.
and resort for them. So that your son doesn't look like a man. You know, all those...
Come and sow a seed of your child of 15 to be a virgin.
You know, I call it sacrifice of Job.
Sow seed of 1,000 for your firstborn. Seed of firstborn.
See, this is it. I am not passionate because these men are enriching their pocket. I am passionate because they are leading our people astray. Ephesians chapter 2 verse 8 says that you have been saved by grace through faith. He said that grace
can go and watch
is
the rest
not your own work.
when you have time.
It is a gift from God. In that grace, where your salvational package is, your safety is there. Your destiny is secured. There is no intrusion of village people there. All this one of come and sow seed is not there. When you now bring money to say you want to sow a seed, so that God can protect your future, so that you want to raise altar for the benefit, for the life of your children. I said you are doing what I call the sacrifice of Job.
Sorry, I have to read a very important comment out here on YouTube so that the people on Facebook can hear from this and learn from it too. Somebody said, before I got married to join the RCCG, I was one of those who carried sand from Covenant University and I got admitted into the university but could not go. I'm sure this is a young person talking now. So you better shine your eyes and learn from all these things. And I couldn't go, but I got admitted, but I couldn't go there because I could not get a sponsor. But thank God for LASU. So after carrying sand, because you could not get a sponsor, so you just carry sand, and they told you it's a covenant labor offering to get favor from God. At the end of the day, wọ́n gba ẹni ìyá mi.
Because the Bible said whatever you do outside of faith is a sin.
Yeah.
When you check the book of Job, you realize that it was offering sacrifices. A normal person would see him as someone who feared God. And when he began to offer that sacrifices, you realize that in chapter 3, he said that all the things I feared the most, because it was offering sacrifices and saying that perhaps my children have sinned, so that God don't get angry with them. Those sacrifices were being offered in fear, not in faith. Even though he's a righteous man and he works with God. And he said, all the things that
so 30 minutes we are rounding up.
Has come upon me. I did not sleep. I did not keep quiet. Yet, calamity befell him. I said, when you offer these things, you are insulting God that gave his son Jesus Christ to die for your sin. Are you saying the blood of Jesus is not enough? You people now turn God to a kind of lotto person.
Bet Naija. Another inspiration. That is another inspiration. Nigerian God is a Bet Naija God.
To become a billionaire between 7 days, it will not be requested for your own bank account to be emptied. If he knows how to protect his own life, that he will not die again. He will not be requesting that you come and put money down so that you can protect your own destiny. And the way they exalt devils and demons in these churches, yeah, the Bible said we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities and power and rulers of darkness.
Ní sùúrù. Kí lorúkọ ẹ̀ ń jẹ́ Ayélára? Sherry, principalities and powers is part of hallucination tó fún sí orí èèyàn. The only principalities and powers that we have as a people are our leaders and all these people called spiritual leaders. They are the only spiritual principalities and powers that we have. Outside them, Nigeria should be a better place to live. We won't have any reason to relocate because we have every resources, manpower and everything. But they are encouraging religion to cage the mind of people. They are encouraging the religious leaders to keep people busy from thinking and escaping poverty. So it will be easy. They are using religion to divide us. The divided we are, the more easy for them to continue their shenanigans. Hello, the divided we are. You can see what we have among us now. He's not part of my church. He's not a Christian. He's not a Muslim. He's not a this. He's not a that. So that has divided us more than we can never ever be united. No. If you want to be united, we are putting, if you notice now, 2 years ago, tribe was an issue. Now, people have seen, even Yorubas that voted for Imilokon are learning in a hard way, it is not by tribe anymore. And trust me, anybody come next time, it's not going to be about party, about whether Yoruba or Igbo, because Yoruba don't serve waiting with no expect. So it's only a stupid person that will say, this is my tribe, that is my tribe, and vote for that reason. And not go for competence. Or even if we know you are going to mess up things and probably try to rig. But next election after that, they might not have it that easy. Because by then, 8 years of Emilokon will have gone. But now let us take it to the religion. The religion, they have used the religion in a way that people respect their pastor than their governments. They have not only encouraged, fund religion, give religion so much room to operate without restriction, to the extent whereby religion controls even the politics now. That is how terrible things are. So now tell me, who are the principalities? They tell you you do not war against flesh and blood, but against the principalities and powers and kineko in the rulers and in high places. Who are they? Where is the wickedness? If they ask you now, most of you, when you japa, one lady was saying on my page, and said she relocated. Her power has changed hand for her. Since she got to UK, her life has been better. I tell her, say, na mumu they worry you. If mumu no worry you, you should stay in Nigeria and tell me power has changed hands. You got opportunity to relocate to abroad. What are you doing in abroad? What type of job that you are telling me power has changed hand? What power change hand? You are only living in a country that things are working. No power change hand. Your life is the same. If power change hand, you should be like your pastors. You should not be working again. You should be like them and their children that are not working again. You said power change hand. You are doing 16 hours job. Power change hand. You don't have rest. Power change hands. You run helter-skelter. Power change hands. Even the money you are making is not enough. So what is the power that change hand? Why do we let them put nonsense in our brain and we keep quoting what is not obtainable? The day, if opportunity is given, they carry America, change it to Nigeria. Nigeria change to America. That is when you know no power. There is no principalities and powers anywhere other than our leaders, both political and religious. Those are the principalities and powers we have. When they tell you, let us pray, and begin to decree every principalities and powers, every kingdom that is war in this country, because they know prayer is just ordinary hair. When you think you are praying against anything, they don't know nothing. They do like this to you when you are praying. And that is why you see yourself when you are praying and jumping and knocking yourself on the floor. Your pastor is not doing the same thing. Your pastor is holding his microphone and watching you. If you are getting carried away, I think I will stop here. I'll put the link for you so you can watch the rest. If you are getting carried away, the way is bamboozling you. If his gimmick is working on you, you will never see them jumping up and down the way you are jumping when you are praying. They don't even close their eyes. You are the one that will close your eyes. They will tell you to close your eyes because you need to close your eyes to start imagining things. If you don't close your eyes, you cannot imagine. That is why they lay emphasis on that closing of eyes. When they tell you, can I hear you say amen? When they are repeating that, can I hear you say amen? They are telling you, are you sure? I want you to confirm to me that you are a mumu. Can I hear you confirm to me that my scope is working on you? That is the meaning of can I hear you say amen that they say. When you hear, can I hear you say amen, amen? Can I hear you confirm to me that my scope, my whatever I'm saying, you are getting it? Okay. Can I hear you say amen? And they will say it. And they will say amen, amen. That amen is to manipulate you, hypnotize you, and make sure your brain is not functioning at that time. So that whatever they say will sink. And that is what you carry and be carrying around. That is why they will tell you we do not wrestle against flesh and blood, against principalities. Since you have been wrestling against the principalities and powers, are they not supposed not to be existing again by now? If there's any praying nation, no country can beat Nigeria in praying. Afghanistan is we are coming after Afghanistan. I'm sure by now, Afghanistan is down. We are the top now. And we have been praying for how many years? The principalities, the binding and casting. The only person that the binding and casting is not affecting is us. I mean, it's them. That is the only person. They are the only people that this thing is not, principalities and powers is not affecting. They, their children, and the politicians that can steal, and the people that are doing dubious jobs in that country. Every other person, you pray against principalities and powers, and you keep praying this thing, you wake up in the morning, you fight principalities and power. When they are saying there is no peace for the wicked, it is definition of people under religion. When they say somebody is running when nobody is pursuing him, it is the definition of people under religion. Principalities and power will chase them. Demons will chase them. Imaginations are those things that are chasing you. Nobody is chasing you. No principalities and powers are working against you or I see you. It's the situation you find yourself, the family, the background, where you are coming from, and everything. Access to information, access to help, or non-access to help. Non-access to information, non-access to divine helper. Let me use that word. There are divine helpers that will come your life, come your way, and just one word from them will change your life. And it's not even about praying about it. It is whatever qui sera, whatever will be. It is not because you pray. It is not because you want to pray. It is because it has been destined. It is because it has been written. Or because you yourself, you were there at the right time. When you are praying all over the place, all you do is to pray. When you are supposed to be somewhere, you are not there. Then how will you meet the right people? I have told you my inspiring story. Most of you just say that I really came to settle down and become a US citizen today. I have told the story. If I was still part of them, I won't be here. Never could possible. And I'm telling you facts, for real. Maybe by the time I want to get to say, okay, let me not try. Let me not try here. That is when visa is now very difficult for everybody to take. That visa is not what you want to take appointment, 3 years appointments, 2 years appointments. If I had not taken the opportunity, And something made me take that, puts me in that situation where I could be at that point. They cage you with a lot of things. They are, I call them destiny destroyers. Destiny destroyers. They have truncated people's destinies. From the little you have heard, I will be stopping very soon. From the last video we watched, where we spoke about the White Emperor. If you have not watched it, it's on YouTube. It's on this my page. White Emperor is on Facebook. Go and look at how they have destroyed lives. Go and look at, if some of you will say, after all, they are building some lives, they are not the one that build those lives. If they are building lives, the two Omugo that left White Emperor, are you telling me they build those lives? After 40 years, 30-something years. Are you telling me they build those lives from what you have seen? The people you think they build their lives are people who came from privileged families, or who are able to have contact with people that connect them to some people that will help them. And most of these people you are praising that the people made it after them, under them, they are people who are engaged in corruption in that country, who are stealing, who are doing a lot of dirty deals. We are seeing them today. When they want to have something, go a gathering, who are the people we see doing their gathering? Is it Christians alone you see? You see people in corrupt places, people in high position. They are the ones that they will call to their parties. They are the ones they will call when they are doing celebration. You that you are even their member, they no born you well, make you near their party. Jerry Eze just had his 40th. How many, do you see the number and the kind of people that were in that gathering? That is to tell you, they are living reality that you are not believing. The reality is what they are living. And what is the reality? Survivor. Mi ò ní gbà, money chaser, flying like a rocket. Wọ́n fẹ́ bá mi sá. Wọ́n fẹ́ ra benzo. Wọ́n ra benzo. Ayé tún kékeré kan wọ́n tún dẹ̀ nìkan. Oh my nigga, oh my nigga. Mohbad was a prophet. You see them when it was time. It is who know who. What guide around one. Why were you not part of the party as your father in the Lord? Even your papa in the Lord at this 70th. The people that they call to be part of the party are workers that are choir, ushers and choir. And after singing, one park in one segment kan ni wọ́n relevant mọ́. We saw elderly people, ushers that was in suits, jumping, following cars, running after limousine, abire Rolls Royce ni mọ́tò yẹn. That is the only job they are doing. Those race privilege or people that are not so shekini are meant for. When it comes to where they will sit at the table. They sit with the people they call sinners for you. They sit with people that they tell you are not born again. They do not call born again to come and sit. They sit with the rich. They sit with the privileged. They sit with the connected. They don't sit with ushers. They don't sit with choir. They don't sit with air sanitation. They don't sit with cleaners. They don't sit with people who are arranging chairs. They don't sit with people who are cleaning the altar. They sit with the people that matter in the society. And the choir members have to stay somewhere. Their job is just to sit down and look. When pastor wants to go, to run after pastor. Carry Bible and run after. Iṣẹ́ tẹ́ gbà nìyẹn, ẹ̀yin lẹ gbàṣẹ́ ẹrú, ẹ má bínú. You cannot say because we don't want you to be offended, we should not speak the truth. Truth is truth. Lie is lie. That is to tell you, when it comes to the cocoa, they know one more and one. Amora wa tabari rawa o. Amora wa. Wọ́n mọ́ra wọn. No, kò jọra wọn. It's not the same, oh. So stop fooling yourselves. The reality you don't know, the reality you don't want to believe, the reality you don't want, they are living it koro in your eyes. They are living it stark reality, letting you see. But because they have put so much in your head, you can never reason it. You can never. So stop fighting any imagination, principalities and power. They are the real principalities and powers, the wicked people in high places that they told us, I won't go goni. So on this note, thank you everybody for joining me. I think at this point we have tried. I will put the link of the video on Pastor Sunday Adelaja's page. I will put it on your page. I mean on the comment section on YouTube, and I'll put it on Facebook so that you can click and watch the remaining or watch from the beginning again. It's actually very interesting. You can't get tired of watching it. My watching it is the second time, and I keep laughing each time I watch. So I will bring Onye Arenji. Onye Arenji is a member, used to be a member of our ex family that we came from, and we became what we became today, and we got liberated to this point that we get to know that ìrọ́pọ̀ láìláì lọ́wọ́ ó ti pọ̀ rẹpẹtẹ ó ti pọ̀. I was discussing with somebody yesterday. That person said, Auntie, kò sí nǹkan tó ń jẹ́ heaven àti hell. I said, why did you say that? He said, Auntie, you can't be asking me, you can't tell me you don't know. I said, tell me why you came to that conclusion. He said, Auntie, number one, who went to heaven and come back? I said, answer it by yourself. He said, number two, who died and saw the hell and came back? Apart from what they wrote for us in the Bible. How did that person who went to the Bible, who is inside the Bible, saw it? How did he record it? I said, this question you are asking shows you are liberated. Your brain is really working. He said, and these people that we call pythons, he said they know. I said, why did you say so? Maybe the brother is watching me. I gave him time for almost 1 hour yesterday. I said, how did you know? He said, the life they are living, all of them. He said, all of them. He said, maybe there is an exception of 1 or 2 that their moral mind, anybody that refused to join them, it's not because that person may think it's because of heaven and earth. No, it's because that person has moral, what would I put it? Has good morals. That no, I won't stain my hands. I won't do this. I won't lie to people. It's because that person has conscience. Just like initially they told us that this Ayilara, eventually after all this exposure, probably ended up trying to do some dubious things. Look, somebody that has seen so much. Thank God I remember this. I didn't finish. I didn't stop before I remember this. Somebody that saw so much, that saw the wickedness. You saw he said they have been messed up emotionally. He was seeing everything they are doing. He now got to a point where Eduro. It will be thinking, these people. And then nobody buy them. They are still enjoying life till now. I'm making this money. I beg, make myself try and escape this poverty, Joe. Why do you think a lot of people go into Yahoo? So many people don't want to go into it. But they saw some people going into it and escaping it. They were not arrested. They said, what if I try? Make myself try. Whether I go feed jam lock now. They try and they jam lock. I'm not encouraging it. I preach contentment. In whatever you are doing, contentment is key to me. Whatever you have is your own. I'm not a greedy type. I don't care for whatever you have. The little I have, I will manage and be happy with it and be grateful for it. The same people that we are looking at, where are these people? You saw them with people of questionable character. I want him money. I want kinikan. We saw them. We saw politicians that you think are supposed to be behind bars. We saw them with them. What you don't know, they know. And that is why they will continue to carry on. And nothing go shele. Cause them from now till tomorrow. And that is why the more we cause our politicians, nothing is happening to them. We are only living and fooling ourselves by thinking, by cursing, by abusing, or by doing whatever will change anything. No. Or they are going to hellfire for doing something. They are not going to no hellfire. Once they pie, that is finished. Their wealth may not continue, which is normal, because definitely the money will not come in again the way they are making it. Their children cannot get it the way they are making it. That is why you see when it's only Oyinbo, and because Oyinbo do things legitimately most times, when Oyinbo establish a company, you see it running from one family, one family is taking over, one generation is taking over after generation. McDonald's is how many years? Walmart is how many years? This company is how many years? Family, and there is a family taking over like that, generation taking over. But because our own, and they bring these people in at early stage to learn about the business. But most of our rich people, they got their money through dubious means. Even though if they bring children into it, their children want to live I am a rich man pikin life, and that money will go into waste. That is why today a lot of rich people from our people, you can't see anything about their children that they left being rich anymore. You just hear stories. This person used to be from a rich family. You see them, they are just like you. So that is how it is. That somebody, because they do this, judgment, there is no judgment. You finish the day you go, you are finished your race. Somebody else is coming. Generation come, generation go. So this world remains. People will be coming and they will be coming and they will be coming. Once you finish your race, you go. Once you finish your race, that is the end. They will born somebody else. They have been telling you somebody is coming from how many years? 2000 and something years. It is you that should go and find something to do and stop disturbing your life. Stop making noise. All those things you are shouting up and down. You are saying you are praying. Oh Lord, every spirit from my kidney comes. Oh yeah, Lord. Olúwa, Olúwa o. Ẹ mú wọn o. Ọlọ́run o. Ẹ gbé wọn o. Ẹ jù wọn o. Ẹ jẹ wọn. Ẹ sọ wọn. Ẹ ṣe báyìí. Ẹ ṣe tọ̀hún. They are nothing but noise. Atẹ́gùn lásán. Breeze. You are only blowing breeze. Go and do the needful about your life. And stop. If it is by prayer, you think your pastors will be rich as they are. No, they know it's not by prayers. Even one of them was telling you yesterday in one of the video I posted, or when I posted, what I will be doing now, because I learned they are after me. Your videos me only analyze àwọn bí tẹ́ bá ti sọ̀rọ̀ mọ́. Má ṣe báyìí. Ojú, you see this my eyes. When my mama, they always abuse me in those days when I was young. Say my eyes be like Oju Kongba. Now today I dey appreciate the Oju, because now so I go carry my eyes. When your papa they talk now. Niri mimu. Now so I go they do my eyes like this. Now my mouth Oju lọ̀rọ̀ wà. Ni mama fi ṣe video yín sìn. Èyí tí bá dé ma analyze. I will pick my words to not let show me. I got the information. Eba ma mi ni ọ̀la lè máa mú. Ojú yẹn ni. Ojú yẹn náà ní nǹkan. N bá róòlì ẹ̀ fún yín. Màá róòlì ẹ̀. On this note, you know I love you guys. You may hate me, but I hope you will get to face reality. Live reality. A sister just came out, and I hope she will continue. I hope she will not be intimidated. I hope she will not feel bullied. I hope she will not run away. She came out of deeper life. And I hope she will continue to speak. She has started speaking. Women especially, like I said yesterday, are the victims, more victim than men in this madness. Her name is Joy Ingene. She's on Facebook. She just started. She's telling her story of how they almost messed up her life about marriage. and how she will have ended up not even having children. Her name is John Ingene. She's on YouTube, on Facebook. I don't think she's on YouTube yet. She's on Facebook. So you can follow her to learn, especially if you have young sisters that are deep into this thing, to quickly rescue them. So they will not wake up 30 years after and be around 50 years, 50-something years. They are virgin, no husband, no children. Okay, you are now following her. Hey, good. She's on YouTube. On Facebook, sorry. So she started talking about her story a few days ago, and I'm really encouraging her. I'm on her page. When they abuse her, they give them water instantly, because she is a new. She go feel she's still a fear. They give them back when they give her water. They burn her page small. That's how they'll be, with their dirty clothes and stinking head, like their pastor called them. That is how they'll be roaming about, looking for people to abuse for their pastors. Pastors we don't know them. They're already going around following that lady bumper to bumper to insult her. She's telling her story. She's talking about what she has gone through. She's talking about what happened to her. She's talking about how she was almost messed up, how a church told her she cannot marry a man from outside. It has to be somebody from the church. And she was single for long until she came to US and met the man she was supposed to marry earlier. And by then she was not married and she met the man. She said today, if you are looking for virgin of 60 years, he said go to deeper life. He said a lot is happening in that church. A lot of women needs to be rescued. And we still see young people joining. We see parents, even if parents' lives are messed up, let them mess up their own lives. And let the children, the young ones, the young generation be free. You heard this guy's narration. You had his experience. This is how we keep building dysfunctional. You see our society, how dysfunctional it is. You think it's just religion is part of what messed us up more than even our parents. Religion messed up us more than our parents. We face abuse from parents. We'll go and face abuse inside church, where we think inside religious center, church and mosque. Let me not say church alone. Church and mosque, but mostly church. This guy used to be a Muslim. He didn't go through that abuse. This other guy, Femi, one of Caleb, he said he was a Muslim. Kóhun tó kọjá yìí, òun lọ sí church. Ó lóhun lọ mosque tẹ́lẹ̀. Muslims don't go to mosque. Very few more Muslims no one involved in this thing. Very, very few. I can attest to that. But out of where I want to be blessed, I want to be rich, I want to have money, my life, where they will tell you somebody is chasing you, that one is chasing you, you start going from one church to the other. That is how we all got entangled in what we are seeing today. So, ẹni tó bá fẹ́ free, are free. We are not speaking that you can be free. If you don't want to be free, may you never be free. Hello? Hello, Malian. We are not talking for you to be free. If it is your decision to be free or not to be free, and if you don't want to be free, may you remain where you are till you die. And may you experience what we are talking. Experience. Some of you are even experiencing worst, but because you are so choked and so into it, you don't even know something is going on with you. And on this note, I really have to go. Thank you, every one of you. I really appreciate you. Thank you, everyone on YouTube. Thank you. For those that understand, thank you. For those that don't understand what you are saying, thank you. Any wonderful evening. Love you guys. Bye. Jesus died early because he didn't pay tithe. Now so they tell us. Now so then they talk now. Job never paid tithe. That was why he had problem. Now so this tithe, let you wo ni. Oh, they are wrong. Yeah, hello, me like